They had protests in the city with the construction industry. The next week, the industry was shut down for 2 weeks. That's what our mate Andrews did. He shut us down for 2 weeks after they did that march in the city with all the construction workers. They said, no, we're not getting the jab. We're not doing this. And then he said, oh, fine. Well, I'll lock you down for 2 weeks. Now, imagine if they said during that lockdown for 2 weeks, they said, fuck you, mate. We're going to be at Parliament House every day. You don't have enough police. You don't have an army. You don't have anyone that can stop us for the next 2. You want to stop us? Cool. We'll see you outside your Parliament House for the next 2 weeks. And it got so intense. Maybe it is a level of rioting. I'm not endorsing that, but maybe that's what it
sounds like you're in.
But you know what I mean? Like, is it a civil war that has to happen? Like, at what point does it snap and people make decisions and go, yeah, you know what? You stand down, or we're going to burn this fucking building to the ground. You have an option. Like that's all we want. We want someone that's going to come in and change and make the best decisions for this country, for this.
So why do you think no one's done that yet?
I don't.
Don't you ever? You know what I hate? This shits me up the wall. I got like, you follow AFL.
Yeah.
I don't follow AFL anymore.
Yes.
I think it is.
I understand you. I understand you don't. Why you don't? To tell you the truth,
because
I really do.
It's become a very extreme. I don't know any other sport that changes its rules as much.
Yeah.
I don't know any other sport where the players can't call someone gay without getting 4 weeks suspension.
Yeah.
Like, you're too controlled. They're not allowed to say anything
That's
out.
right.
The players have no personalities.
Politically correct.
Way
Yeah, I
too
agree.
politically
I
correct.
agree.
Do you know what I mean? And
You heard the latest? Just to interject. So you know who's performing at the AFL Grand Final? Have you heard?
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So have you heard what's happening? Yeah, they're trying to stop that now. Yeah. How could you have? I heard some politician say something. I never comment on their stuff, and I told her to shut the fuck up. I actually commented, STFU. But she's like, how could we have this guy presenting at the AFL? And his derogatory comments to women and this and this and this, blah, 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 and all these swear words and smoking and promoting this. Like, what a example is he trying to set? Like, shut the fuck up. The guy just plays some good music. And I love Snoop Dogg for one thing he said specifically. Again, a little bit sideways, but one thing he goes, a lady was interviewing him and she's like, hey, because he's changed his way. Like, he does a lot of charity work. He's a grandfather. Like, he's got kids. He's not what he used to be when he was 20 years old.
He's grown up.
He's contributing member of society now.
He's a legend.
Yeah, but yes, he is.
How many people can do it? He stayed relevant.
Yes. And also, anyway, regardless, the lady that was interviewing him, it was in the States. And she's like, look, see, you've come so far. You're doing songs with like Katy Perry and all these people. Like, you're doing kids' songs. Like, you're doing cooking shows. And she's like, do you regret the songs that you used to sing back in the days? Like, fuck no. Fuck those hoes.
Yeah.
All right? Like, and he's like, but do you know what I mean? He said that, but he followed up. He goes, no. He goes, fuck those hoes, but in the sense of, that's who I was back. Like, that was part of my journey of where I am today. I would not change a thing. I had to be that person and say those things and do those things and be in a gang and be with this and do all that sort of stuff to be the man that I am today. So he goes, I would not change or regret anything I did. And also there was a level of fame, success, popularity that came from me doing all those things too. Right? Because if I didn't say those things, if I wasn't going down that path, I wouldn't be where I am today. What a legend to stick by him and what he's done. And there you got all these fucking lefties in Australia saying, oh, get rid of Snoop Dogg from the AFL Grand Final. He's not going to go up there and talk about fucking bitches. Do you know what I mean? He's going to go up there and he'll sing some of his songs, his popular songs, and he'll entertain the crowd.
It'd be very good if you did, though.
I'd buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Sorry to interject. You were talking about the AFL and how you're pissed off at it.
Where was I going with that, Mark?
You were talking about how they change the rules every 5 minutes. No one can, there's no personality with the players because they can't say anything.
Before that, we were talking about...
we're talking about change.
Oh, yes.
Change.
So this shits me up the wall. I used to follow footy religiously. Yeah. I was a member. I'd go to games. Like I used to watch like most games on the weekend. I knew players from like I liked the sport overall.
Yeah.
And
kind of sad that you're not like that anymore.
Yeah,
because
completely.
It's still like it's a great sport.
It's not.
The sport at its core.
It's horrible. But overall, now looking outside, looking in, I'm telling you, I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's just me, It's not. I know so many people that are like this.
Yeah.
But one thing that used to happen a lot when I used to watch it was I'd get family members or other people that would be like, why doesn't the coach just do this, this, and that? And it's like, dude, they're paying him $1 million. You're sitting here. Like,
you're in the grandstand.
How do you think you are more qualified to make that decision?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, think about it.
I hear people like that all the time. Even at the game, you hear people like, what's he doing? Run, you weak prick. And meanwhile, he's eating 43 burgers and hot chips.
Yeah. Or they're still like, the coach is so dumb, man. You know what I'd do? I'd do this and I'd put him in that position and I'd tell them, go kick some more goals. And you're like, dude, shut your mouth. Like, you have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why he's there and you're here.
That's right.
Okay. And don't you believe that in some level, there has to be some context they have? Like, that person got to that position, and yes, is there going to be the odd one who's not the smartest human being who got lucky and got there? Yeah, without a doubt. But don't you think most of the time, like, majority rules, right? Like, it's always going to lean in it's not always going to be the person who's not the smartest that gets there.
Yeah.
Life doesn't work that way.
That's right.
It's very low probability of that happening. So don't you think most of the people in that position have some level of context or understanding that you don't have?
Without a doubt, there has to be.
Yeah.
There has to be. Otherwise, how could you not? How could you get there?
That's why
I'm sure Albanese knows a lot more about economic policy than I do.
Yeah. But I'm saying, don't you think he has some context of, like, he can't be that stupid?
I think that politicians in this country, anyway, probably in all of them, in saying this, so there's a level of showmanship, there's a level of influence that you need to have to be able to answer questions in a certain way. I reckon there's that level of influence, like that underground influence where you can manipulate and change people's views and perceptions based off the words coming out of your mouth. Now, I reckon those people are put forward as the leader, and then behind them are the people that are making the decisions and doing stuff like that. There has to be. Like, if I was leader, right, we say when I'm premier, when it happens, and then eventually PM, that, I'm going to go change the world, I'm going to do all these things, I'm going to say all this, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. But ultimately, I would be leaning on professionals to be doing that stuff for me. I would be engaging the best people to do those things and to make those decisions. And then I would gather that information and go, cool, we'll go in this direction. But when someone said to me, well, what's the GDP of this? What's that? Where's the economic forecast? I don't know. Let me ask my advisor.
Yeah, so you don't think they're doing that?
They would have to have teams behind.
Yeah, what you're explaining would be...
I don't think it's all that, no. I don't think it's all that.
To proceed.
Yeah, I don't think it's all that. I reckon there's still a level of smarts about them. And, they've got to go through the ranks. It's not like Albanese woke up one day and was Prime Minister, or any of them for that matter. They had a process. They've been doing it for probably 30, 40 years before they got to that spot. So there's a level of experience that comes with that too. Yes, there has to be. They would see things. They would probably be the person doing the writing the policy or issuing the policy or coming up with the idea. So, yes, I think there's a level of that. But when they get to that top position, how influential they are, I don't know. Like, I can't recall. I know more things that Trump has done for his country than I know our prime ministers have done for ours.
Do you think there's a level of corruption?
Yes. I think there is. I don't know if there is, but there would be. Like, how could you be giving all your shit away for free? Like, all your natural resources for practically nothing. They don't pay tax. They don't buy it from us. Like, it's in the grand scheme of things, they're giving it away. So someone's pockets are being lined. Something is happening in these instances. Like, you've heard, and you hear the stories. Like, you hear a government person was working with Santos, giving them the ins, the outs, or whatever it might be, and then one of the guys exporting resources, right? I think gas, whatever, fossil fuels, and they then leave politics and have got $1 million a year job at that company. So I think there is a level of that goes on, but again, I don't know. Just what I've seen and heard and things that that come up on my feed. But it's probably like that at all levels.
Which takes me back to my original question. So what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I'm honestly nothing. I'm going to keep working here. I'm going to try win here at my game. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be above that.
So what if it gets to the point where it's
you can't win? They just come in and take everything?
Not you can't win, but like
maybe
dude, we've got pretty high tax rates.
Maybe, yeah, I know. But
like
I'm saying maybe we go.
Yeah,
that's right.
I watched actually saw a post that Adrian Portelli did yesterday. And he showed, and I got no idea whether he's putting it on or not, but he showed how much money he's transferred to the ATO in the month of August. And it was like, I don't know, 7 million. And he showed all the transfers. Now, is that 7 million because he hasn't paid it for the last 90 days or whatever? I don't know. But $7 million is a lot of money. You know what I mean? And it's like, at what point does it become to the point where you're like, hey, this is, you know what I mean? You guys aren't providing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you pay high taxes with the expectation of you guys provide a ridiculously good place to live.
Yeah.
Safe, growing, you know, affordable, blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
right. They're not making the best decisions with our money. That's what I mean.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.